Today I want to talk on a very unique subject from a very unique verse that I have taken. It is from Matthew 21 verse 2. Matthew 21 verse 2. This is what we see. Saying to them, go to the village ahead of you. And at once you will find a donkey tied there with her colt by her. Untie them and bring them to me. If anyone says anything to you, say that the Lord needs them and he will send them right away. This took place to fulfill what was spoken through the prophet. Say to the daughter of Zion, see, your king comes to you, gentle and riding, and on a colt, the foal of a donkey. The disciples went and did as Jesus had instructed them. They brought the donkey and the colt and placed their cloaks on them for Jesus to sit on. And a very large crowd spread their cloaks on the road, while others cut the branches from the trees and spread on the road. The crowds that went ahead of him and those that followed shouted, Hosanna! Hosanna to the Son of David. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Hosanna in the highest heavens. This is a verse that usually we read or see during Easter or Good Friday. This was the time of preparation where Jesus was preparing himself, the body, to be slain on the cross. That is the perspective of Jesus and the disciples. But the perspective of the people was totally different. They were thinking that Jesus, the Son of David, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, he was riding on the donkey to come to redeem the slavery. We all have been slaves ruled by the British for hundreds of years. Especially your grandfather, if you ask him, he will tell you by hand how the oppression of the oppressor was. I want to talk about trusting beyond knowledge today. Trusting beyond knowledge. Trusting beyond what you can see. It is one thing to know and another thing to trust without seeing. It is one thing to know and trust. But without seeing, without knowing, trusting is another thing. All the disciples knew nothing that Jesus was doing, but at the time while he was sitting on the donkey, they exactly knew what Jesus was going through. They exactly knew that this guy is going to be slain. Jesus was going over there to be preparing himself to be slain on the cross. And the people, but the perspective from the people, it was totally different. The perspective of the people, they were excited that the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords was coming to redeem them. So there are two different perspectives for the same situation. One situation is about the King of Kings and the other situation was about to be slain. This is a sign coming, this is the perspective that they were thinking, this is a sign coming from the Son of David, the King of Kings. It means that the oppressor is defeated. They were singing, Hosanna, Hosanna. They were removing their clothes. They were putting it on the road. The disciples themselves, they put their clothes on the donkey. Thing is, different people get excited in different ways for the same thing. For example, for some people, Christmas is not so exciting. But for some people, Christmas is exciting. They begin the month of Christmas in November itself. But for some, it doesn't begin even at 12 a.m., 25th morning. The point is the same thing, the same situation, the same thing, but different experiences. When you walk so close with a leader, you have the privilege and the information that other people do not have. The disciples that were with Jesus, they had the privilege and the information that Jesus was going to be slain on the cross. That's exactly what Jesus told them. The Son of Man is going to be slain on the cross. But for the people, it was not so. It was exciting. For the people, it was very exciting. They were filled with excitement. They were joyful. They were shouting. Oh, our Redeemer has come. Our Redeemer has come.